Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. EdTalks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. Our topic for the day is parents teachers collaboration in special education, and to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Mrs. Aruna Singh, an educationist and a life coach. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Hello, dear. How are you?
I'm
Very
fine,
good
ma'am. How are
morning.
you doing? A very warm welcome, ma'am. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So let's begin off with the session, ma'am, shall we?
Anytime, sweetheart.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, firstly, why is it important for educators to collaborate with parents, ma'am?
Uh, that's a interesting question because the relationship that your child is going to have and what his behavior is, how he is going to develop, and what his things are, what is happening, will be known only when the parents and the teachers are in collaboration, right? The child will tell you only certain things which he is interested in telling you, and there are certain things which he really wants to tell you in a big way. So to know the actual picture, what's going to happen, it's very important that you collaborate with and you have a good relationship with the teacher of your child. And it's very important the factor that she gets along at school and at home also, because there are many children who are very well versed at home but they don't get along in school, and there are children who get along very well in school but they are not comfortable at home. I think that is the reason that both the parents and the teachers have to be in collaboration with each other, and that too quite frequently. Most of the places what you see is there is a PTM in 6 months time or 4 months time. So that doesn't work. It has to be more regular, more frequent, and you really have to know your child through the eyes of the teacher also. Only then you will actually know the actual substance of your child, where he is excellent and where he is lagging behind a little bit. And most of the decisions regarding how they spend their time and who provide direction and guidance to them through their actions, through the words, and most aspects of their lives, that they are the parents and the teachers, right? And if they are on the same page, it is logical and it becomes more easy for both the people to put the child on the right tracks. And if I continue about it, positive connections between parents and teachers have shown a lot of improvement in academic concerns of the child, social competencies also, and emotional well-being also. When both the places the child is treated well, is understood, and he is dealt with in the right perspective, I think the bud blooms into a beautiful flower.
Absolutely, ma'am. So it is really important to, for the educators and to collaborate with parents. So moving on, ma'am, why is it important for the teachers to communicate with parents in order to, collaborate and understand students better?
Right. Okay. Before that, I want to say something else. Basically, parent-teacher partnership has got three major C's in it. The first is communication with each other. The second is consistency with each other. And third is collaboration with each other. These are the three things, which matter a lot in building partnerships and relationships with each other. And of course, about these things, I can go on and talk about all the three things, that is collaboration, consistency, and now, parent-teacher collaboration, as you have asked me, is very important part of a student's education, if I look at it. When the family of a student is able to communicate with the child's teacher, the two sides can work together to build a proper relationship and create an optimal environment for learning, and at school also, at home also. Because if I'm a parent, I don't know the methodology of how a child is supposed to be taught. I would be teaching the child in a very different perspective, and the teacher would be doing it in a very different perspective. And ultimately, what is happening is the child is into a completely confused state.
Yeah.
Right. So if parent and the teachers are in collaboration, are on the same page with each other, I think it makes a big, big difference to the understanding and the development of the child in the right perspective. For example, if a student is struggling in maths and hasn't necessarily told their family about it, and very common problem, the family may get the information from the teacher, and from there the two can work together to create a more favorable learning environment. Maybe both of them can think about ways and means how to deal with that problem, or they can create those activities for the child to become better in the concept of maths. There are so many ways that we can do that. And otherwise, what happens, the child keeps on getting into a setback mode, and ultimately he will start hating that subject which he was not dealt in the proper way. And I think most of us have seen that many children suffer in the subject, especially the maths. And the second one they suffer is social studies, if they don't have the aptitude for that subject. So we have to create that, and that can be created only when both the parties are collaborating and talking and communicating with each other, which is very, very, very important, I think.
Well, thank you so much, ma'am. That was a wonderful explain by you. So moving forward, how do you think is a successful contribution between parents and the teachers?
Successful contribution is because they are building a positive relationships and trust with the students and their families, creating open lines of communication that support the students' academic performance, creating more welcoming space for the students to learn, and creating understanding between the teacher and the students' parents. So, when the parents are kept abreast of the students' progress, both academically and socially and kinesthetically, only then the parents and the teachers can work in tandem again. I would say that communication is the main thing, which usually does not happen. The teachers think that if I say something negative about the child, it would be taken negatively. But it does not have to be a negative comment. It can be a kind of an awareness for the parent that please check this point of your child. Just look at this and see why he has written such an answer. And if you give them that open-ended questions and ask them to write an essay, you can actually look into the characteristics of the child, where he's having a problem where. And even an art class actually comes up with certain supplementary activities that everybody can do. That is by encouraging a student's family to engage in activities that supplement or contextualize what they are learning in school. A teacher can help foster learning outside the classroom to make it more fun, involve the parents into it. Maybe a local museum has an exhibition, right? And that correlates with the recent lesson that they are doing. Then have a picnic with the parents over there. Go along with the parents and then discuss the whole thing in front of the parents. I think the parents would be more than happy to be there. And they are also going to learn something much more as compared to what they had been learning in their school time, because they have forgotten it. It was long time. And choose activities, which are going to enhance the classroom content which we are doing. Supposing they have got an EVS chapter, where they are learning the different types of plants. Go for a nature walk. Organize a nature walk for the parents along with the student. And when you're going for the nature walk, everybody has their own ideas, has their own things to say over there. So the child is getting both the worlds together. And that would be like, a big encouragement for the child. And he will accept the teacher as well as the parents in the right perspective. And another very important thing, as I was saying before, giving the feedback about the child. Usually, what we say is, "Koi negative mat bolna bacche ke bare mein." Okay, agreed to that. But we have to accept whatever the negativities are there in the child, if he has got some. And if we don't point them out, and if we don't discuss about them, and if we don't talk about them, I don't think it can be addressed ever. And it'll be like, growing further into that negativity as compared to becoming a positive one. And supposing I have a child who is not doing well in science and he's doing excellently well in other subjects. So I really have to look at it. Why? If he's doing well in other subjects and he's not doing well in this, that why the question has to rise up, why that is not happening. So be very clear about where and what we are supposed to do. And never ever give negative comments to a child. That's one thing which has to be a taboo, there is a very common thing. Itni si baat nahi samajh mein aa rahi hai tumhe. It's very easy to say that. But that is a nail that goes into the heart of the child. And he bleeds continuously with that nail. And then he will say that, okay, I cannot understand this. I cannot follow this. I cannot do this. So that keeps on growing in his head, and he will start thinking that he is not good enough for many things, not only that one thing. So that will start putting the child into a very negative mode, which we should, I think, never do about it. And one thing which we don't usually do is celebrate the positives. कोई भी छोटा सा भी काम है, if he has done well, appreciate it and say that this is a good one that you have done, and give them badges, give them smileys, give them a hug, give them a appreciation, whatever way you want to express that. And very important thing, offer constructive ways to help the student to improve. We tell them that, okay, you have to learn these questions and come, but we don't tell them how to learn those answers and come. That's a big problem, right? So did we actually ever teach how to learn it? Give them the flow charts, give them the pointers, that these are the points that you have to always remember. So there are always shortcuts, there are always a different way of learnings, which we need to give the child. Because question answers, if they are written in the notebook and we say that, okay, you remember these question answers, it doesn't work. I don't think I have ever done it that way. Being an educationist, remember those question answers and come and vomit out on the paper and go back. So that is not the proper education, according to me. And if we have to be very clear about what are the intentions that we have for the child. That is, what is the child interested in? What does he want to learn? What does he want to become? What are his prime interests? We should be knowing that. And if I am interested in art and I'm sending him to learn music, that child will sit like a rock over there and wasting that time, that what he's supposed to be doing something better. So we really need to understand, what does a child want to learn and what does he look forward to. Like I still remember, there was a teacher, English teacher, and she used to carry a ball to the classroom every time. And the children used to be very interested in going to the class because the ball is there in the class. And it was nothing but gaining the attention of the students. And she used to ask a question, and no one is supposed to answer. Only that person will answer who will catch the ball. So it was such a simple thing, the child, every child is attentively sitting and expecting that ball to come to him so that he can catch it and give an answer. That it's as simple as that. So you really need to innovate yourself, to gain the attention of the child, the first thing, because we all of us know that children have very short attention spans. We have to put them into the right attention spans. Another very important thing, suppose I am teaching some chapter. Why not we have a brainstorm asking the children, what is the thing that we should do to learn this better? What is the project we should do for this? Supposing I'm doing a science experiment like how do seeds grow, right? So let us ask the children, how do they want to do it? Maybe they can hold a plot and put the seeds there and let the plants grow there, and they do it by themselves, and then they know how does it grow, what are the requirements, what do you have to do for it to be healthy, how to grow the plant. And doing is the best way to learn anything. And of course, put the teachers as your family. Even the parents have to learn this, that accept the teachers as your family, because she is one of the vertices of the triangle that we are making. The teacher is one of the vertices, parent is the another vertex, and the third vertex is the child. If we don't connect these three vertices, triangle to nahi banega. So how is it going to work? Then it is an open triangle, and then the connection is broken, and then the information cannot pass on from one place to another. So it's very important that we discuss the child in a positive manner, in a right perspective, about what is good and what is to be done in the future. So that is why it works. So parents, of course, are important, but teacher is equally important in a child's life. We have to balance that. And of course, the teacher has to be a little bit more stricter than the parents, because she has to get the work done from the child. So that of course will come into picture. Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. So a student, spends more time in the schools rather than at homes.
No, the school maximum duration is 7 hours.
Okay.
Right. Normally it is 6 hours and maximum 7 hours, or maybe one more hour, 8 hours. But out of 24 hours, it's only 8 hours that the child is in a school. And he is not dealing with one set of teachers or one set of people. He's dealing with a community over there. Yeah. Right. But other than that, he's dealing with one set of parents or grandparents. So those people have more time with the children. All of us can do. But team building is something which we really, really need to teach the students. And that is where inclusion and exclusion come into picture. That is beyond the expectation results, that is making the children much better and much more. And third is collaboration. These three have to be kept very strongly in your minds.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Aruna ma'am, again for sharing your views with us, sharing your thoughts and experiences with us. Thank you so much again. It was really a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you so much. You. Have a good day. And for all the viewers watching us out, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.